It's the most strangest thing, right? Let me turn the fan off. Let me turn the fan off. And I'm gonna turn this down. I have a frequency of 285 hertz playing. Um, 285 hertz has many uh, benefits, including rejuvenating cells and tissues in the body. I'm gonna tell you straight up. Um, Sometimes I feel like getting on YouTube or just like talking to other TIs. Um, it makes everything. Well, it helps make everything easier because you all know what I'm going through, and knowing that TIs, various TIs are experiencing different levels of this, and because I acknowledge the fact that I'm a certain strength. I have a certain strength or a certain level of positioning in God's grace, and because I'm not. I don't want to talk. I don't want to boast myself or anything like that. But I know that I am strong in many ways. Um, I understand that in order to truly survive this, you have to completely take yourself away from everything that is of this world. You have to literally remove yourself from everything and everyone that is of this world, and you have to rely on God. Because remember, their tactics is to remove everything and everyone from the world from you, but they can't remove God. And just when I said that, I felt so much better just from just saying that out loud. I actually felt so much better just saying it out loud. Um, Removing yourself even from your own body, removing yourself from your body, removing yourself from all things, removing yourself even from the people around you. Not necessarily like the TI community or, people who you can feel that are truly righteous people. I mean, God will keep righteous people around you. The enemy will force themselves around you. They'll basically try to not even secretly move themselves around you. They'll just swarm around you. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I am so blessed by God enough to actually be able to sense when they are like tuning things. And I am intelligent enough to know that they're using specific frequencies to get specific results out of you. I am intelligent enough to know that we are talking about light-based transmission of information that is coded in frequencies. I am intelligent enough to know that they're also using sound-based transmissions that are coded in frequencies. And everything that you receive to the brain will take that, decode it, and then it will resonate with your body, mind, and your spirit. So, and then I don't know. It was almost like it was almost like I can't even like I don't know. I thought I was gonna go ahead and do a screenshot, like a screen record of this video. I had did like a my normal anti nanobot, well, when I come in from work, a lot of times I try to do the anti nanobot excavation video. You could just type it in on YouTube. It's called anti nanobot. I just type in anti nanobot, and it'll pop up. You'll see like little, it look like little robots or whatever, and then it's like a 20-minute video, and it's basically these sounds is I guess it's frequency, but it's like these sounds that play for like 20 minutes. And basically what it's supposed to do, it deactivates these nanobots. I'm not 100% sure how effective it is, but I try to be consistent with it, like, pretty much like every day if I can. They say you do it for about 40 minutes, and you make sure you wash up, because I guess they're basically coming out from your pores and different parts of your body and things of that sort. But this video was when I came out from the shower. I don't know. I just went on Facebook, and sometimes I like to wait. Yeah, I just went on Facebook, and then all of a sudden this video pops up, and it has legendary rapper KRS-One. Everybody knows KRS-One is like woke, so, and he's talking about, like, he started, well, I'm not going to go into the whole details because I can't even remember everything he said. It was about like a nearly 10-minute video, and he was talking about Freemasonry, Masons, Illuminati, talking about all these different things. And then some things he was saying, I was like, okay, I could get that. I was like, okay, I could understand that. I could see how that's definitely, something. And then there are some things I was like, I don't know. This all sounds like a lot of confusion. And when I think about confusion, I think about, how deceptive Lucifer, Baphomet, and the fallen angels are. And he's talking about how, like, the Freemasons, well, all these different groups, right? He's talking about all these different groups that were, that's using philosophy and technology and all these different things. Now, I've read the Book of Enoch. The Book of Enoch is not in the Bible. I've read the Book of Enoch, maybe not entirely. I still have at least about 20 chapters to go or so. But I've read the Book of Enoch. And there's a really great reason why the Book of Enoch is not in the Bible. Because if everybody read the Book of Enoch, and I kid you not, if you read the Book of Enoch, you would start to see so much of what's happening in the world through a much clearer lens. Because if you understand spirits and dimensions, and how Earth is basically the middle, Earth is basically in between different dimensions and whatnot. Earth is in the middle, and you learn about how there were several different angels that were basically kicked out of heaven, who basically took the secrets that were in heaven, all of the things that that we as human beings weren't supposed to know, weren't supposed to practice, mostly for the fact that that's not what God intended for mankind. But it's like when you take those things into consideration, I'm telling you, read the Book of Enoch. You could get an app. You could download the app. There's an app for it. You don't even really need internet connection to read it. Download the Book of Enoch and read it. I'm telling you, you're gonna see some things, and then once you read about the different fallen angels and which angels were, or you could also just look online, type in, list of fallen angels, and or what each fallen angel was responsible for, and you would see technology being one. um Technology, like fallen angels are definitely responsible for technology, but they're also responsible for teaching man about um war, how to make weapons. They're responsible for teaching man about astrology. They're responsible for teaching man about even writing, pen and paper, writing things. So it's like there's a reason why the Book of Enoch was removed from the Bible, because there's some things in there that they did not like. There's some things in the Book of Enoch that, some people in the past did not want others to find out about. So but yeah, I'm saying, what I'm really saying is, um I did some heavy meditation, some heavy, talking to God in that shower. And I knew that that conversation went very well, because when I left that shower, I felt completely relieved. And then, interesting enough, um, my mother and I, we were talking about, some things too, especially about, people around us who are under the influence. And for me to come across that video with KRS-One, and he's talking about how, there are secret societies of people who want you to fear them, and then there are secret societies who don't even want you to know about them, but yet they control everything. They control everybody, blah blah blah. And it's like, when you think about that, I just say, any human being, if they are a human at all, who gets the idea that it's actually a good idea to control another person, I'm not talking about influence, but to literally control them. There's nothing righteous about that person. There's nothing righteous about controlling the person. That is enslavement. That is enslavement. That is enslavement. And they're like, oh, well, you're supposed to not see anything. You're supposed to just go along with it. And I'm like, no, that's enslavement. That is enslavement. That is enslavement. So what they're doing now, and then the worst part is, they got these people, and it's a lot of people. Doesn't matter what the race is, because these people are spread wide. Like, what it said, I forgot what verse in the Bible, but it was like, they are spread wide, like, like the Green Bay tree, or something like that. I forgot, but they are spread wide. It doesn't matter what race it is. There's nothing righteous about any human being trying to actually control another human being. It's one thing to influence, but it's another thing to actually control them, controlling their body, controlling their mind, even controlling their spiritual energy. This is why, for centuries, it's documented that God warns us of these types of people. God warns us of, being too of the world, because if you are so of the world, you will not be able to, if you are so of the world, you will not be able to acknowledge or notice when something outside of you that is not of God is trying to use you for nefarious reasons. They're Luciferians, most definitely. They are worshippers of Baphomet, or Baphomet is leading them to worship the beast. No question about it. No doubt. None at all. Like, none at all. Look at the music, movies. Just look at what they do to righteous people. Look at what they do to people who actually defend others. Look at what they do to, those who actually look out for, the weak or the meek. Look at what they do. And then if you read about what the fallen angels did to mankind when they came down, or when they were coming down before they were officially kicked out of heaven, look at what they do and compare it. And then if anything, you could look into other cultures. You could look into other cultures and read about how spirits, deities, demons, from, they may be called something different depending on which culture that you're looking from, but they all are doing the same thing. And then here they are. They may not physically look like deities or spirits or whatever, but trust me, they are under the influence, because they're basically using technology to get the same reactions. They're using technology to get the same things done. Then, the crazy thing is, well, none of it's crazy. It's really crazy that there's so many people that's just willing to go along with it. But you know what else? Because I keep thinking about that video that KRS-One did. Maybe I might do like a screen record of the video, and then I'll just post it as a separate video, something like that. Because it's funny, because the one of the handlers, male number 2, or who I like to call Tyshawn, he's like, that would be a bad idea, Chris. And I'm just like, well, I'm already aware that you all kill people. Especially for talking about, the things that the rest of the world, you don't want them to know. I mean, let's be real about it. Every secret society is scared and full of fear of ever losing the grip that they have on other human beings. Why? You want to know the real reason why? Is because if every other human being began to understand the strength and power that resides within them, spiritually. There's a reason why the saying, peace be still, is one of the most powerful things to acknowledge. Is because when you learn exactly what peace be still truly means, it's that ability to just let go. Let go of everything that is of this world, including your life. Let go. Not saying like just like, you know, destroy yourself or anything like that, but anything that comes against you that tries to cause you harm, don't even let fear in. Don't even let worry in. Let go. The moment you let go, because one, I mean, it's a beautiful thing if you believe in reincarnation, is because if you believe in reincarnation, it doesn't matter how many times they kill you, you're going to come back again. But that might be just way too deep for some people because they're like, I don't want to die. And I'm like, all right, you don't want to die, but I'm just saying you are going to die at some point in your life. You are going to die. But I'm going to just tell you, if you've been doing everything right to be a positive light in anybody and everybody's life, and you've been doing well with just like, you know, just being honest, just being true to people. And then even if someone had did you wrong, you didn't try to retaliate back against them. You basically removed yourself from them and let the universe take care of them. You will heal. You will heal. But you also have to choose to allow yourself to heal too. You can't keep dwelling on something that somebody did in the past. You have to actually choose to allow yourself to heal. When you learn to let go, and they always keep telling me, oh, Chris has no idea. Chris has no idea. Chris has no idea. Everybody is watching. Everybody in the city is watching you. I'm like, they have no idea how much I have already let go. I have let go of so much. I have let go of the concept of dying. I have let go of the concept of not, one day having a family. I have let go of the concept of not necessarily becoming rich and famous. Well, I don't even care to be famous or rich, honestly. But I have let go of so much. And there's a reason why I continue to let go. Why? Because much of the things that are of this world, none of it really matters, especially to God. Because at any moment, God can just take it all away from every single person on this planet. I mean, like I tell people all the time. I mean, I've been saying for a while, the sun, the sun itself is probably one of the most biggest threats to the earth. The sun is one of the most biggest threats to them. That's why they're constantly spraying these chemicals in the air and whatnot, trying to so-called reinforce the magnetic field around Earth or whatever. The sun can literally destroy every device that they use against us. And in my previous videos, I kept saying M-class solar flare. No, that's the one that just caused disruptions and whatnot. It's the X-class. An X-class solar flare can literally destroy societies. It can destroy technology. It can destroy. I'm not talking about just for a few hours. I'm talking about literally fry that shit. Like literally destroy it. And you know what? And I'm kind of almost at the point where I'm like, you know what, God? I think the world needs to be brought back to equilibrium. And one of the ways to do that is to actually destroy all the things that man holds so dear, and we cling to, so many of these things that don't really matter. I mean, hell, even my phone. I mean, I use my phone for communication with other people. That's my main thing for a phone, is I use it for communication with other people. I use it to basically just share thoughts and ideas with people. Well, I mean, yeah, it's literally just or to get information at my fingertips. But if this thing is being used as a weapon against me, I mean, besides the job that I have that requires me to have a smartphone, I could do without it, really. I mean, there was a time where like I didn't have a smartphone. I was using a flip phone for about like a year and a half, 2 years. That's after going through at least 2 different smartphones. And I was like, yo, these things keep breaking them. You dropped it one time and boom. But this here trusty this flip phone, I dropped this thing like 2,000 times and it still works, you know? So, but, you know, I realized that I am at a level of peace, and I'm pretty sure there's definitely another level of peace that I can reach. And I think at some point I'm going to get there, probably before this year is up. Right now they got a frequency, probably hitting me like in my kidney right now. So they're trying to do that right now. Yeah. There's a frequency hitting me right in my kidney. But I gotta call my girl back. I know she's stressed out over this. She got a lot of people in her house. And I worry about her too, because she was brought up in the church, but then obviously at some point people within the church, and then somebody else came along. People basically just kind of made her not trust the Bible. And they told her, it was like, oh, the Bible isn't real and stuff like that. And I know some people's like, how you got a girl like that and you're trying to be like, I'm like, hey, I don't judge. I pray for her. I hope for the best. But I also remember that I cannot control anyone or anything outside of me, and nor do I have the impulse to want to. I try to like sneak in little tidbits of like things to let her know, like, look, if you really want to get through this targeting thing, you're going to need to lean on something that is not of this world. She called like instead of calling God, she calls it nature. What do they call it? The Thai culture. Thai culture, they believe in, they do things differently. I'm like, all right, whatever. As long as peace and love and things like that is in it, I'm like, all right. But you know what? Yeah, I've been blessed continuously, because I call on God. I call on God. I call on, Jesus. I call on, I call on guardian angels. I call on, you know, ancestors or those who lived before me who can, help guide me through different things. And I mean, man, today was a trying day at work. It was a very trying day. Anytime it rains and you gotta deliver, especially when you're on a bike, it's a trying day, man. Like there's been at least about 3 times where my bike slipped and I should have fell off the bike or whatever the case may be, but nope. And I've been saying this for a while. God may see me stumble, but he never lets me fall. And even if I happen to fall, I pop right back up and I don't even feel no pain. Because God has a purpose for me. God has a purpose for me in this world, and I have to keep pushing. I have to keep moving. I have to keep going. Regardless of what the gang stalkers or secret societies say or do, I already acknowledge the fact that many righteous people before me, they've been killed, they've been slaughtered, they've been imprisoned, wrongfully imprisoned, they've been tortured. I've already made my peace with that history of knowing what happens to people like us. I've already made my peace with it. The pain that our flesh feels, our spirit will keep us going. I just kind of hope that I feel like what I'm doing now, I'm taking my torment like Mel Gibson and Braveheart. Nah, that's not that. I ain't gonna lie. That's a whole yeah, that scene was crazy. But anyway, yeah, I jumped on this video because I was just like I was feeling a bit overwhelmed, and I just want because I think some TIs may think maybe I don't know, almost as if like maybe I make it look too easy, whatever. But nah, I definitely have my days. I definitely have my days where I'm just like I feel depleted. And right now I could feel like a good bit of of the frequency just focus right on my chest. Like it's right here. Like and it's about this size too. And it's focused right on my chest. This is and I realized this is like the core of where a lot of your emotional tuning come from. This is where they really hit you at to really tune your emotions right here, right in your heart. Well, your heart's over here, but right in where the heart chakra is. And you hear me use all these different terms because I use a combination of everything that I've been reading or learning about, because whether I don't really care to be like, oh, I'm just gonna strictly stick to this one thing, and because everything else is not of this thing that I'm reading. No, I realize it's so much more stronger to acknowledge that most, if not all, religions and spiritual cultures are very, very, very similar. They have a lot of things in common. Focus on the things that are in common and rather than the differences. But yeah, they stirring. Um, but I tell you what, I am at peace. I am at so much peace. I am at so much peace. And you know what? I've been ready. I was born ready. I was born ready. This is why they're yelling and I'm speaking. This is why when I talk and the truth is just flowing so freely, so fluently out of me, they're yelling. They sound agitated. They sound like they're breaking character. They sound like they're breaking their roles. They sound like they're shifting from covert to overt. See? So it's like, and just always remember, TIs, every noise, not, okay, let me not put it that way. Most of the time, if it sounds like within just a few feet of you, and you're talking about something positive, and you're talking about something that has like God in it, or you're talking about something that that's all about peace and honesty and love and everything that can be used to enlighten someone. And then all of a sudden you start to hear these random noises or something that's just loud enough to try to distract you, or hell, even when you're trying to like read some scripture or something, you start to feel yourself getting sleepy. That's how you know. That's how you know they are corrupted. They are corrupted. Their souls are infiltrated. Well, man, their souls might not even be infiltrated. Their souls might be just pushed to the side and put in a glass somewhere, and the demon done took over them. I'm tired. Well, I'm sleepy though. Anyway, I'm hoping I might be able to get some sleep because yesterday they woke me up 3 times. They woke me up 3 times. And it's sad because when I came in from work today, I was so tired. And my mother, she's so worried about me. And she claims she knows about, I know she knows about targeting, but she doesn't understand how advanced it truly is. Like, she's been targeted since the 80s. I just never knew she was being targeted, but she's been targeted since the 80s. But she doesn't understand how advanced it truly is. And she thinks I'll be giving them power by acknowledging them and paying them mine and things like that. I'm like, no, I'm not giving them power. I'm studying them. And then I'm exposing them. Everything that they do to me, I find the best way possible to articulate it and then to actually provide proof on how it can be replicated or how someone can do it to somebody else. I'm not giving them power. I'm trying to shed light on them to take away their power. Because remember, they have to work in the shadows. They have to. They can't be like us. They can't be in the open. Why? Because they are fearful. They're fearful. They have to work in the shadows. Because the shadows is how they feel most protected. Why? Because they can't be seen and they can't be touched. But if you shine a light on them, they freeze up like a deer in the headlights. It's just like some TIs who when they realize there's a gang stalker following them, the next thing you know, they whip out that camera and they start recording them. They go, oh. And then you see that little freeze up, that little shake up, and then they try to act like they're doing something else. Yeah. And they always talk about, oh, he's successful with it. He's successful about his snitching. Oh, he telling everybody, oh, da da da. This is not about success. This is about right and wrong. This is about right and wrong. And if I was successful, this whole thing would have been done. Somebody would have, like, maybe somebody in the military who have access to the same advanced technology would have just did what they needed to do. I mean, the U.S. Army have a quantum spectrum analyzer, but they're not using it to protect the citizens. What they're using it for, I don't know. I guess to probably spy on Russia and China or whatever the case may be. Blah blah blah. I don't know. They all these countries talking about they're like trying to gear up or get ready for war with each other, but then they got all these kind of domestic wars happening within their own countries. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to just focus on the things that I can do. And then I'm going to just go ahead and lean on God every step of the way as everything transpires. Because if you remember, God said there will come a time where all of those who are dead in their transgressions, they will find themselves swallowed up by the very same energy and devices that they are using and putting out. Yep. But yeah. That's it for now. I'll talk to y'all later. I'm tired. Hopefully I could get some sleep tonight. And yeah. See y'all later. Or tomorrow, rather. Remember, take life one breath, one thought, one step, one day at a time. Peace. You hear them yelling to me, he has no respect for secret society. You can literally hear them yelling. He has no respect for secret society. I don't respect anyone who knows that people are being abducted, children being abducted. I don't respect no one who is watching a woman get raped, who's watching a child being molested. I don't respect no one who is watching someone who is poor getting beat up for fun. I don't respect no one who is watching, basically someone who's living paycheck to paycheck get robbed. And there's all these different millionaires out here. Why are you robbing from the poor or the working class when there's all these other people out there? I don't respect none of them like that. Now, they can get mad at me all they want. But quite honestly, God feels the same way, but God is keeping them alive because for those of us, those people like me who are probably somewhat asleep or sleeping completely, we need them. As sad as that, as crazy as that may sound, we actually need people like them to remind us or to let us know that yes, there are dark forces out there. Because we can't just be walking around on this earth in la la land. We need haters. Haters actually make you stronger, believe it or not. Because if you just go through your life where everything is good, then you don't really necessarily have that thickness. You don't have that thickness. You don't have that you're missing very vital points to your life. So you need people testing you. You need people who will hate on you. You need them because they're actually making you stronger. And then when you are overcoming them, it's like, think about it like this. Like I said, once you overcome them, you not only beat the spiritual warfare that is happening, through interdimensional beings trying to affect your body and mind and spirit, but you're also beating them psychologically, because when those spirits can't necessarily mess with you, they basically take possession of other people. And then they take those people and they move them and surround them around you to try to beat you psychologically. And once you overcome them, well, now you're at the point where we are at, where they felt like they're such failures that they have to use technology or some type of device to have an influence over you. All right. That's it. Good night, y'all.